Welcome to Conversations with Verdel Jones. I'm your host, Verdel Jones. And being an educator at heart, I'm dedicated to sharing conversations that inform and enlighten in the hopes that you learn something you may not have known. So I'm excited to be here today. Thank you for watching Conversations with Verdel Jones. Be sure to share and like this show so everybody can get the information we're going to be talking about today. We are here at Paradise Studios on the Strong Island Television Network, and we are in season 5. Season 5, actually, we're starting the summer season of season 5. And for the summer season, we're talking about seeds growing. You know, in the spring when you plant the seeds, you have them, all planted in the dirt. And then in the summer, you see the fruits of your labor. Those seeds have grown. So that's kind of the theme for this season. And you can catch us every second and fourth Thursday right here on Strong Island at 6:30. We are also on Roku, the Strong Island Entertainment Channel Roku. There are a lot of shows there that you can check out, including Conversations with Verdel Jones. And we are also excited that we are on the Rewind Network on Comcast. So you can see us on Comcast in Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Washington, D.C. So check your local listings for times and channels. Looking for partner sponsors. To keep this show going, we need sponsors to support us, and we provide quality content. So if you're interested in sponsoring a segment or a season, please reach out to me today. And you can be part of the conversation with your very own Conversations with Verdel Jones mug, and you can check out my website for that. So let's get right into the week in review. There's been a lot of stuff going on. As you know, we are in a historical time in our nation. We have a pandemic going on. We have protests that are happening. And it's just really, really been an interesting time. And today we're going to talk a little bit about supporting those that are, in the struggle. So we have some fabulous guests that we're going to be talking to today. And again, we're going to be talking about supporting, in these historical times, it's important to uplift one another and support another the best way we can. So we've, what have I've been doing? I went to an actual march, and we're going to talk to one of the organizers of that march. And it was just very, it was inspirational. It was a great way to celebrate Juneteenth. So we're going to talk a little bit about Juneteenth as well. And, I've been wrapping up the school year. There's a lot going on as far as education is concerned. I'm part of a reopening task force for our school district, and we had a meeting today. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be an overwhelming task to try to reimagine schools as we know it. We've been doing the same thing in education for years and years, and now that's all going to change, and it's all going to shift, and it's just going to be different. So we have a team of individuals that are going to figure out what to do for September. And I will tell parents out there and students out there, it will look different. So it's just, things happen. Sometimes we need a little push to change things, and this might be, a positive change as far as education is concerned. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to have our first guest. She is an online business owner who is making it work in these interesting times. So we'll be back in a moment.
Yeah.
On.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. We have our first guest here, Priscilla Wesson, and she is a business owner, and I'm very excited to have you on Conversations with Verdel Jones.
Oh, thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity. Thank you so much.
Awesome, awesome. So, as I was saying at the top of the show, we are in season 5, but the summer season, and we're talking about seeds growing. So, I just want to ask you, you know, in the spring, as I was saying, you plant those seeds, and then in the summer you see all of the fruits of your labor. So, I want to ask you, what seeds have you planted that have led you to prosper with your business?
Well, I mean, I started this idea that I wanted to become an entrepreneur about December. Like my 29th birthday, I'm like, by 30, I want to be a full-time entrepreneur. Like, this is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I started researching different ideas. I went to school for human services, and I knew I just wanted to switch things up. So I started thinking about business plans, business venues, different things that I can do back in December, January. And then I finally,
Wow.
came up with an idea, and I'm like, I need to do as much research as I can to try to make this happen. And that's what I did. So I launched my site, Cozy and Cute Kids Boutique.com. I launched in May, and we've seen tremendous growth over the past month and a half. It's been more than I could have ever imagined.
Wow, that's great. That's great. So what was that yearning to become a business owner? You said it was your 29th birthday, and by 30 you wanted to be an entrepreneur. Why did you have that desire to go in that direction?
I want the ability, when you work a regular 9 to 5, there's so much structure and things that come with it. I wanted to have the ability to not only have flexibility in my schedule, but to also build something for my kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I want them to see that if they can think of something, they can do it. So best way to do that is by being an example. So I want to be able to show them that you can have your own business. If you think of an idea, you can create a business. You can make money off your skills, off your abilities, and that's something that I'm trying to do.
Right. It's when you do work for someone, you are giving, most people give their all to whomever they're working for. And those skills, you give away, you get paid for it, but it's like, look how I could work so much harder for myself and utilize those skills to benefit not only me, but like you said, your family as well,
Exactly. I'm trying to build a legacy here.
Exactly. Very important. Exactly. So what is Cozy and Cute Kids Boutique?
So Cozy and Cute Kids Boutique, it's a kids clothing boutique, a small shop that offers clothing for both boys and girls from ages like newborn to size 6T. We have all different styles, girls' clothes, boys' clothes, rompers, dresses, different cute outfits, swimwear. So it's just a little bit of everything, stuff that I think is cute. I just add on to it.
And why children's clothes?
So my daughters, I have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old I mentioned. My 3-year-old, she does about 6 wardrobe changes a day. She is so into clothing. And I'm like,
she's a diva.
She is a diva. Like the dresses, the tutus, she changes constantly throughout the day. There's nothing I can do to stop her. She has to change her outfit. She's so into her clothing already. So I just thought it would be something good, especially too, they pick things that they like as well off of, when I'm looking for different items that I want to purchase for the store, they're involved as well. So I just want to do something that we can kind of do together.
Oh, nice. Okay. So part of, I had asked you about those seeds, growing those seeds. So you said you did extensive research, and that's a seed that you planted in doing that research. How did you go about doing that research for an online boutique? Like, I know the clothes are a part of it, but there's some other things too that you need to really know.
Yes, I think the most important thing that you need to know, especially about an online platform, is marketing.
I was going to ask you about
marketing is like the number one thing. You can have the best product in the world, but if you don't know how to market it, you don't know your audience, you don't know who your customer is going to be, then you have nothing. Like, you need to know who you're selling to and what can catch their eye. So I did a lot of research on how to market my product, running ads, the algorithms with Facebook and Instagram. It's an ongoing learning process because things are constantly changing. But that's what I decided to focus my research on, because I know, especially for like children's clothing, younger moms, they're on their phones a lot, especially right now during the pandemic. What more of a perfect time than now to be online? People are on their phones. Unfortunately, a lot of people got laid off, so they're probably on their phones even more now. And that's actually how I generate most of my sales. I can see that, customers are coming from Instagram. So, just making sure that you know who you're targeting and how to get that age group or that type of audience, how to market to them.
Right. So did you ever consider doing a brick and mortar store?
No, I knew I wanted to just be I knew I wanted to be online and kind of just flexible. Like, I feel like with the boutique, I can just switch things in and out. Like, I see an item's not working, I can take it out and add something new.
Right.
So but it's my first venture. I plan on doing more.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. With the brick and mortar, like you said, you're tied to it. Yeah. The hours are, you're working long hours with a business anyway, but at the same time, online could be anytime.
Anytime.
Now, do you work directly at home?
Yes, I'm working from home. Yes, I work from home. So I do most of the time I'm working on the business. It's really early hours in the morning before the kids wake up, or like after I put them to bed. So I'm doing everything at home on the computer. I can process orders from my cell phone, which is nice too. Wow. So everything is done at home.
Right. And what is your biggest selling items? What are people looking? You said, and your target is young mothers, right? And what are they looking for? What are they interested in? And how have you seen those shifts in what they're looking for?
So for girls, mainly rompers. Everyone loves these one-piece little jumpsuits for girls. They're little baby girls. They're super cute. And for boys, pretty much all, any outfit, like any matching set, when the shirt coordinates with the pants, they're flying. So, I'm trying to keep up with the trends. And then the internet is your best friend. So, you can always go on Google Trends and see what items, like if you find a market that you want to sell in, you can go on Google Trends and Google, best-selling items in kitchen appliances. And the best-selling ones are going to show up. It's going to show how many people. So, like, I use the internet as well to try to see what styles and what things people could possibly be into.
Yeah, I love that little. So I have a new nephew, so I love the camo pants for the little boy. So yeah, I can't wait to go shopping. What has been some of the challenges that you've seen in starting your business?
Oh, well, it's all challenging. So I think the most challenging thing is the fact that it's new. It's not something that I've ever done. I don't know anyone that's done this. I don't know I don't really know many entrepreneurs. So just learning a whole new way to do things, a new process, a new platform, learning, the business, bookkeeping, all of this is brand new to me. Right. So it's trial and error, but I've accepted the fact from the beginning that, I am going to fail at things, but I'm going to start over with experience. So I'm just going to keep pushing through, and try to figure things out along, as I go.
So now I hear a lot of people when they start businesses, they have coaches or they have mentors or, somebody just kind of supporting them to help them along the way. Have you found that helpful? Have you gone to doing any of that?
I haven't. I've done some online courses, but I haven't done any. I haven't committed to like a coach or anything quite yet. Right. I plan to when I scale. I would like to scale in a couple of months, but I've been doing online courses, and that's been the way I've been trying to follow those guides to, I guess, shadow and try to, shadow my business after those other models.
Right. So we're talking also, today's topic is supporting our communities, supporting individuals. How have you seen, there has been a need. I don't know, a need is not the right word, but there has been more individuals wanting to support Black businesses.
Oh, yes.
So how have you seen a change in your business, or and people supporting you because you're a Black woman, and with Black Lives Matter movement? How has that changed your business?
It's really I think that's one of the main reasons I've had such great growth, is because people are searching for Black-owned businesses. People are trying to find a way to support the Black community right now. Yeah. And there's so many Black business directories that exist. There's, Long Island ones. There's national ones. There's all types of different Black directories that you can going on there looking to buy. So it's really been a blessing having, it's horrible times right now, but it's been a blessing that people are so into supporting Black business right now, because I don't think I would have seen the growth that I had in such a short time without that.
That's it. Yeah. And that's the thing. I was talking to my daughter earlier today, and we were saying that, there were pockets of maybe groups. I belonged to a group, and we would have every month we would list the Black businesses that we went to, that we patronized, and the dollar amounts and all of that. So there were pockets of individuals really kind of spearheading those things. But I think the trick to it was finding companies that were Black owned, and we just go to the foods or the barbers or the beauticians, as opposed to something like a children's clothing store, Yeah.
Yes,
so
of course. Of course.
So it's just vast.
Yeah. And I think too, I don't know, some people might not want to market, before, the recent occurrence that happened. Yeah. There's probably people that didn't want to be put out there, afraid that you might not get all of the potential buyers that you could get. But right now is the best time to market yourself and let it be known that you are a Black owned business, because people want to support you.
Right. They would put a different face in front of their business, as opposed to just saying, I am a Black owned business, One of the things that I definitely wanted to make sure that I asked you about was your affiliate program. I went on the website, and you have an affiliate program. Tell us a little bit about I got excited. I'm like, oh, okay. What is that about?
All right. So with my affiliate program, anyone can sign up. And what that means is, if you sign up to become an affiliate with my site, you can earn commission on the sales that you refer to my site. So you can earn 12% commission on any one of your friends or any customers that you get to purchase. So you would get a discount code if you signed up, that you can customize to whatever you want, and you can share that on social media, whatever. You can use it yourself in any sale that you generate. With that code, I get notified on the back end, and you would get paid out 12% commission for each sale. That's
a win-win. So how can people get to your site if they're interested in that affiliate program? So just let people know how they can contact you.
Yes. So my site is www.cozyandcutekidsboutique.com. You can find me on Instagram, /Cozy and Cute Kids Boutique. And I'm also on Facebook as well, facebook.com/Cozy and Cute Kids. And if you have any questions or anything, you can email me at info@cozyandcutekidsboutique.com.
Awesome. So Priscilla, it was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for providing some awesome clothes for our little girls and boys. The site is great, by the way, and I'm sure that's something that you had to learn as well.
Yeah. So I'm constantly changing it.
Right. It's being updated. Yeah, that's a job in itself. So again, I want to thank you for being a guest on Conversations with Verdel Jones. And when we come back, we are going to talk to a student activist who actually led the Long Island Unity March for celebrating Juneteenth. So we'll be back in a moment.
Looking for a way to promote yourself or business? Do you need a quick and easy way for your clients or audience to see what you're about? Myanmar Productions is the solution to your promotional needs. A video on a landing page can help increase conversions by 80% or more. And marketers who use video grow revenue 49% faster than non-video users. With our personal attention to detail, we will create a video that will help you promote yourself or business professionally and attract the attention of potential customers. 64% of consumers make a purchase after watching branded social videos, and an initial email with the video receives an increased click-through rate by 96%. We create videos for business owners, authors, speakers, and more. From storyboarding and voiceovers to editing, Myanmar Productions will work with you to create a promotional video that will increase your visibility and generate revenue. Family is our foundation, and with Myanmar Productions, our family is there for you. For a free consultation, contact us at myanmarproductions@gmail.com or call us at 516-289-4947.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, I have my next guest here, Ariana Levin. She is a student, an activist, and an organizer. And I want to thank you for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, this is a pleasure. So we were talking before we went on about the march that you organized. We can talk about that in a little bit. But first, I want to ask you, you're a student. So what grade are you going into?
I'm going to be a senior this September.
Oh, okay. Congratulations. That's awesome. It's a great year to be it's a great grade to be in, and it's very different. See, I'm an educator and I taught high school students, and I always love my 11th grade students, and the beginning of the year for my 12th grade students, they were awesome, but toward the end,
it's hectic with college.
Yeah, things. Yeah, exactly. So you're a senior. So all this, the school year is over. You're done with school this year, right? How did you like the virtual learning?
To me, it was pretty easy. I guess I felt a little more motivated than I thought I would because, it was right at my fingertips. I could do it whenever. I just know that I had to get it done. So for me personally, I know a few of my friends would disagree, but overall for me, I thought that switching to online learning was pretty easy.
Yeah. And do you think that will change in education? You have any thoughts on that?
I definitely think that now if there's ever a crisis like this in the future, schools will be more equipped to handle it, seeing as they had to transition so fast from the classroom to online.
Yeah. And it was a big switch, wasn't it?
100%, yes.
So I was saying at the beginning of the show, this is our summer, season 5 summer, and we're talking about seeds growing. So what do you think the seeds that your parents gave you to grow into the leader that you are?
My mom and my dad both instilled activism in me ever since I was younger, with my mom fighting for children's rights in politics, and my mom being the activist she is, she definitely has instilled, if you want something, you have to go out and fight for it. You can't just sit around and do nothing.
Absolutely. So tell everybody what Juneteenth is.
Exactly. So Juneteenth is the day that the last slaves were freed from the Confederacy in Texas. All slaves were freed 2 years prior, but the word hadn't gotten to them, as but pretty much all the slaves in Texas could not read or write. So they didn't know, and their masters kept it from them. And once a general rode down to Texas and told them, that's the last day that they were freed.
Wow. That's cold.
100%, yes.
Yeah, that's really messed up. So what did you learn? Because I didn't learn about Juneteenth until I was an adult. So where did you learn about Juneteenth? How was that? How did you learn about that?
Well, in my school, it's not something we're taught whatsoever. My mom had only found out about it a couple of years ago, and that's when she told my brother and I.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of have grown up with knowing what Juneteenth was and knowing its importance, whilst there are other people who, but despite everything that's going on now, probably still wouldn't have known.
Right. And I know Blackish, they did a like a whole episode really talking about Juneteenth. And that was really, I mean, I've heard bits and pieces, but it really crystallized what it meant.
Yeah.
You know, it was a good representation of the historical factor of, you know, Juneteenth. So you organized the Long Island Unity March. What gave you the idea, or why did you want to do that on Juneteenth, in celebration of Juneteenth? But it was also, you know, Black Lives Matter, and it was, you know, it was a march for justice. And why did you decide to do that? And why did you want to highlight it on Juneteenth?
Well, it all started with my school hadn't really put a statement out about everything that was going on when it came to Black Lives Matter movement. And so a bunch of my friends were like, "Oh, Ariana," because I'm like the school's, I guess, resident activist.
Okay.
So yeah, they were all like, "Ariana, we should protest outside of the school." And I was like, "Okay, you know, let me bring it to my mom." So she called someone on the school board, and they had put like a little email out to the parents. And so that was kind of done and over with. But I personally still felt like I needed to do something. So then we decided that I would organize the Unity March.
Right. And I just want to let everybody know there was over 500 people that were at the march, and the march started in Amityville, right? Yeah. And then went to Seaford. So that's a good, I don't know, 4 miles, maybe 4 or 5 miles.
Yeah, it was 5.3 miles.
Woo. See, so we went to the march, right? And as we were driving, we were like, "Oh, we're not going that far down to Amityville." So we started like at Massapequa High School. So we started. We did 3 miles. We didn't do the whole 5 miles. But it was a beautiful march. And did you imagine the success, or how successful it would be? Did you think that this was going to be as successful as it was?
Not at all whatsoever. You know, it was my first march ever, first time putting anything big or small like this on. And I definitely didn't, like, I knew I would have like my friends there and like my family and stuff, but you know, once like the News 12 started coming and interviewing me, that's when I realized, I was like, oh my, you know, this is going to be pretty big.
Yeah, what an accomplishment. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It was it was well organized. I mean, you had people with water and snacks, and you know, you had the speeches, and you had the cadence, you know, people, you know, leading those, you know, those call and responses, and they were great. I mean, it was very, very inspiring. And I love the fact that, you know, it was peaceful, and it was just, there was some, you know, a connection there, and I left feeling inspired. So how does that make you feel when you see that all these people were there, and the inspiration that you were able to kind of provide them?
It makes me realize, you know, I might only be 16, you know, but it doesn't matter how young or older you are, you know, you can make a difference as long as you set your mind to it.
So do you consider, you said you're the resident activist at your school, right? So you're definitely a leader, because activism is about leadership. What does being an activist mean to you?
It definitely means being a leader and, you know, sticking up for the smaller groups of people. You know, because not everyone has such a loud voice, but everyone has something to say. And being an activist and a leader is making sure that their voices are heard. Right.
Were there any challenges trying to put this together?
Oh, definitely. You know, we created the march within 3 weeks. So we only had 3 weeks to plan it, as Juneteenth was like rapidly arriving. You know, and so I had to gather co-sponsors, which we did. We gathered over a dozen co-sponsors. I had to gain speakers, and I had to make sure that everyone had water and the supplies were divvied up. And, you know, it was a lot, but I definitely didn't do it alone. So that was 100% easier. And
then you had to also have, the streets were blocked off.
Yes.
There was, the police were there. You know, the organization of getting people from spot to spot. Yeah. So there were a lot of logistics. So how did you manage all those logistics?
Well, we had at least 2 co-sponsor meetings where I had all the co-sponsors gathered, and they gave me their connections. So then I could go back and forth, with the police, Suffolk and Nassau. And they both wholeheartedly agreed because, it was about celebrating Juneteenth. And so they were all on board. So they were like, we'll give you escorts, we'll block off the roads, So it was definitely like everyone pitched in and did their part and made it all possible.
Yeah, they really did. I mean, and it was really nice to see because, like I said, there was connection and it was definitely unity because the police officers were there and they were protecting the marchers and they made sure everything was blocked off. So it really was about unity but also for, justice. So it was so good. It was great. So now what do you have planned next? I'm sure that you're thinking of something else to continue the work that you're doing. So what do you have planned next?
Well, as of right now, we're in the mindset of planning for the next event on Juneteenth next year. And it's going to be a lot bigger. We're going to try to make it a parade where we're going to have floats and we're going to also have the march aspect. But, now that we have the entire year to plan for it, it's definitely going to be a lot bigger. And I got reached out by Sheriff Touloon of Suffolk County, and so I'm going to have a conversation with him next week about next steps that I would personally like to see done to impact the Black community.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So, okay, so you're going to be a senior next year. And, this is the time when students are, looking at post-secondary education. So what are your plans for post-secondary education or post-secondary life?
As of right now, I want to attend Spelman University in Atlanta.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I want to major in biology, on track to be an anesthesiologist.
Okay. Oh, like Rainbow in Blackish.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So, are you getting your applications right? That's your first choice. Are you applying anywhere else?
Yeah. I'm going to apply a few other places in California. Main thing is, I feel like I've been in New York my entire life, so I kind of want to explore and see what else, the rest of the country and the rest of the world has to offer. So there's also Wake Forest, UCLA, UMiami, a bunch of places all around the country. And
you'll get into all of them. I mean, because colleges want that's what I do like on my day job. Colleges want, individuals that have experiences that they'll bring to their campus. So you're the perfect student for them to get involved and to be an activist on their campus as well. So I wish you good luck in your college applications.
Thank you so much.
And get some money too. So how can people get involved if they want to get involved with the work that you're doing? Is there any way that they can contact you or find out more information?
Definitely. We have an Instagram at Long Island Unity March, and then also our email, longislandunitymarch@gmail.com. And I'm checking both of those constantly. My phone has been off the charts these past few weeks. And so this is definitely something that anyone can reach out to me on and I'll reply.
Awesome. So you definitely inherit that activist gene.
Yes.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to welcome Ariana's mother. She is an activist, and she's out there doing the work. She is definitely doing the work, and it shows because Ariana is such a great young woman and very proud of the work that you're doing. So I want to thank you so much for being a guest on Conversations, and when we come back, we'll have Shaniqua Levin on Conversations with Verdel Jones. See you in a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, just real quick, my niece, she went to school for a long time, but that's what she's an she makes like $200,000 a year. Oh my God. So God bless, go for it.
Yeah, that's the goal as of
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ariana's going or staying?
Oh, your mom's right there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, Ariana, you leaving or staying? What's she doing?
Whatever you want me to do.
Because you got 10 seconds, Verdel. You want to keep...
Let your mom go on. And then, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
See you later.
Bye.
Okay.
Hey, Shaniqua.
Hey, I'm right here.
Okay.
Multitasking.
All right. 5 seconds going into the lead-in.
Welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. As you see, we have our next guest here, Shaniqua Levin, and she is the mother of Ariana Levin, and she is an activist. She is the founder of the Women's Diversity Network and co-founder of the the Long Island Black Alliance. Thank you so much for being a guest on Conversations with Verdel Jones.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Yes. Yes. So I just want to, jump right into it. First of all, I want to say Ariana is just a wonderful young woman. And I know you are so proud of her. Did we lose a connection there? There we go. There we go.
I am in school and out of school. Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's going in and out a little bit, but
okay,
I can hear you.
I'm just gonna pull over. I was just at a rally.
Okay.
For Justice for Akbar Rogers, so
Got it.
I'm pulling over.
Okay.
So that way
this is what happens when when you're involved in so many things. There's you have to multitask. You have to be able to jump into one thing to another. So we'll wait for you to pull over.
We have a clear connection. Okay, sorry about that.
That's all right.
All right, so I pulled over. Can you hear me well now?
I can hear you now. Yes.
Okay,
there we go.
Awesome.
So let's talk about the Women's Diversity Network and the work that you do and why you decided to found the Women's Diversity Network.
Sure. So I started the Women's Diversity Network because for about 9 years, I had started to see that there was no diversity within organizing. It was either all white people getting together to support issues, all black people getting together to support issues, or Latinas, and then they were sometimes mixed in. But I started to think, like, how can we really be advocating for change for those changes, right? And how can we all come to the table? And then I remembered and started getting data about Long Island being one of the most segregated places in our nation. So it's like, if this is one of the most segregated places, we got to start here with being able to bridge the gap and bring people together. And then women are the backbone to the society. Women have so much power, and if we could come together as women and bond over societal injustices, then together we can really advocate for issues and policies that needed to be changed. Yeah. But one of the things I knew we had to do, since we were so divided, is celebrate our culture. And celebrate us, so that way we're not constantly thinking about the differences we have and them being a negative thing, but to see our differences as assets. And to see that, yes, we are different. How amazing. Let's talk about the differences and what great things that we bring to the table because we are different. And, have each other be in the same space with one another. So that way we can learn from each other and we can grow and become better advocates for justice.
Right. I just want to say the Women's Diversity Network conference that I think I attended 2. Is it, you were right? It was 2 that you've had.
Yeah, it was 2. The third one this year got canceled.
Yes.
Because of Corona.
Right.
But yeah, we've had 2 so far, and we'll be back at it again next year.
Awesome events. You will walk away so informed, energized, inspired, and just ready to do the work. And just the workshops are so insightful. It's just a sea of beautiful women of all colors, shapes, and sizes. Awesome event.
Thank you. And that's the goal too. We started off by creating an event because we wanted people to be in the same space, hearing each other's experiences, learning from one another, growing with each other. And we wanted to also celebrate people's culture. So we do that through food. You know, there's a buffet of different cultural foods. People get to experience cultural entertainment like they never would have before. You know, you might not go to something that has to deal with Chinese dance, and then you're there and you're like, oh my gosh, how amazing this is, and look at the contributions that all these people bring here. So, and to learn from some of Long Island's best, you know, community leaders on how to lead movements, how to step up in politics, how to be an advocate, and to be in a space with diverse voices. It's just part of why I do what I do.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I mean, I just like, so when I went to the first one, I'm like, okay, when's the next one coming? Because it was really, really, it was so well done. You know, when you go to some events, right? And you walk into an event and it's like everything's just not right. This was right from the moment you stepped into the space. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And then the tickets are only $42 and you get a full day, good food, not box lunches, entertainment, and powerful workshops.
Right.
Like,
it was on point.
Thank you for validating that.
It's not only the conference that you do, you also have things that the Women's Diversity Network you do throughout the year. What are some things that if people want to get involved with that, what can they do? And what do you do throughout the year?
Sure. So throughout the year, we also have courageous conversations. So we spend like 6 months of the year planning the summit, or, you know, five to 6 months of the year planning the summit. And then the other months, we have these courageous conversations the first Thursday of every month. So we'll be having one next month, and it's actually next month is next week. So we'll be having one next Thursday, and it's about race and ethnicity. Like, what's the difference between the two, and having this courageous conversation about people's experience, because we try to provide a safe space to talk about different things that people are going through, different things happen in society, and different policies and legislation, so that way we can educate ourselves as well as be able to talk to people once again, to learn about other people's experiences, and to be able to gain facts and knowledge about the issues that we face, right? So that way we can be the spokespeople out there in the community for real data, real experiences, and not just hearsay, or not just, oh, I don't feel like this is right. But now we're equipping with people with real life stories and experiences, so they can really go out there and speak on it. So that's one component of what we do. The other two components is we have a youth council, and the youth council consists of we offer it for 7th grade and up, and they're working on workshops and presentations that they bring to other youth. So the youth council is peer led. The workshops that they do, it's co-led with an adult. Adult kind of more supervises and provides support and helps them design their curriculum, but they came up with the things that they want to talk about. So we have curriculum that's dealing with what's up with the N-word. So people can learn about the history of the N-word, so that way they can have the knowledge behind it for when they choose whether or not to use it. We don't tell you whether or not to use it or not, but at least give you the facts behind the word and other words like it, right? That cultures experience. They came up with a privilege workshop. They're working on a title for a toxic masculinity. Things dealing with gender identity. So, and then they're going out and they're speaking to people that are their age and having these conversations and equipping them with tools and skills to be able to think for themselves. So, and then we work on the youth with them building their leadership, so that way some people are good at leading the presentations, some are good at designing the curriculum, and so there's different pieces to that. And then finally, we have an advocacy component. And the advocacy component, we tackle 3 issues: gender violence, bias and systemic racism, and health equity. Health equity. So we have a health equity task force that's working on the maternal mortality rate. We have about 100 people that are signed up for that task force and divvied up into work groups to be able to hold providers accountable, work with lawmakers on policies and procedures. For gender violence, we're working on standardized sex education and the Walking While Trans bill. We're going to be starting to do some work on that. Bias and systemic racism is kind of weaved in through everything that we've been doing, but right now we're kind of trying to work on the police reform, being that that's very much needed, and there's some momentum going on with that, so we're able to help elevate those issues.
How can people get involved? So with the youth one, I have a question on that. Like, can any youth be involved in that, and how can they, get connected with that?
So for the youth council, you can be male, female, non-binary. You can be, just a person.
Right. Okay.
And you can sign up, and everyone can sign up for that on our website at womensdiversitynetwork.org. Awesome. And we have a section that says get involved. And get involved, you can sign up for our youth council or just to be a part of the Women's Diversity Network. And there were 4 ways people can be a part of the Women's Diversity Network. We have our network leaders who are kind of the people that are at each meeting planning things, contributing to our advocacy platforms, co-leading the youth council. Then we also have network supporters, and those are people that kind of can come when they can make it, and they contribute when they can. And then we have associates, that people that just want to support the work that we're doing, as well as people that just want to make donations to help us fund this work, because this work needs funding.
That's right. You need the money. Now, but before I let you go, I just want you to let everybody know about the Long Island Black Alliance as well, because you're a co-founder of that.
Yes. So, I love the Women's Diversity Network, but I'm Black, and sometimes I just want to do Black things. And I don't want to, co-opt what we're doing at the Women's Diversity Network and make it all about Black people, because that's not what it is, and that's not why I founded that.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. So
the Long Island Black Alliance, we were kind of being like a rapid response to issues that impact the Black community. And that includes protest, that includes meetings with lawmakers, that includes responding to issues that the community feels like they need support behind. So that's kind of where, and it's a multiracial group. It's not an official organization, whereas Women's Diversity Network is official 501c3. The Long Island Black Alliance is a group, and it's multicultural, but it focuses on improving the lives for Black Long Islanders. And everything that we're doing is, how does it impact Black people? So right now, we're working with our rapid responders to attend these protests, to reach out to lawmakers about different bills and legislation that needs to be passed. And we're also forming a coalition around police reform, because to work with a lot of different organizers that are trying to reimagine the way policing is done, and also to bring in the community's voice to make sure the community is heard and the community has a space to say what they want and what they feel is needed. And together we're going to create what we feel the reform should look like, and present it to those in power to make sure that they're not making these decisions in a bubble, because the governor has mandated our police departments to come up with a new plan for policing by April. And sometimes we know that they can pick, do it in a bubble with themselves, but the police really can't police the police. So we need to make sure that the community voice is heard, and organizations that are on the ground doing the work is a part of the conversations, and people that have been impacted by the judicial system is also having a voice at the table.
Right. And how can people get involved with that as well?
So right now our main platform is on Facebook. We really utilize Facebook the most, but people can sign up to stay connected by email as well. If they go to, we have a bit.ly link, is bit.ly/LI Black Alliance. And people can get on our email that list that way. Otherwise, they can like our page and join our Facebook group. And the Facebook group, we don't want business promotions or anything that's not dealing with Black lives. It's just for that.
Okay. Well, Shaniqua, I want to thank you so much for being a guest on Conversations with Verdel Jones. And thank you also for all the work that you do within our community. Like I said, you're just out there advocating for us, and it is definitely greatly appreciated.
No problem. Thank you for having me, and thank you for supporting our work.
Yes, definitely. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I'll give you my final thoughts.
Hello, my name is Maya Jones, and I am the editor-in-chief and founder of Shades of Long Island. Shades of Long Island is a website and a media outlet that highlights stories related to minorities, millennials, and Generation Z on Long Island. Check out the site because you're going to get great content, diverse content, local content, Long Island content.
All right, so
welcome back to Conversations with Verdel Jones. We had an awesome show today. We had, Priscilla Wesson from Cute and Cozy Kids Boutique. Make sure that you check out her website. She has some amazing clothes for little boys and girls. And she also has that affiliate program, which I thought was pretty interesting. It's a win-win situation if so check that out as well. We have to support our Black businesses, our Black women-owned businesses. They're available out there. You can find out where they are. She mentioned a lot of different directories where you can find Black-owned businesses to support. I'm going to do a shameless plug. Shades of Long Island is one of them, so you can check that out. Also, we had Ariana Levin. She organized a wonderful, wonderful celebration for Juneteenth that the Joneses took a part in it, and we all attended, and it really was just a great event, and just so proud of the work that our young people are doing. And we also had her mother, Shaniqua. She is the founder of the Women's Diversity Network, and it is really a collaborative effort with women from all across the island. Again, like I was saying, all shades and colors and sizes and whatnot. And it's just a great organization to really get some information from. And she's also the co-founder of the Long Island Black Alliance. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Conversations with Verdel Jones, and we will see you next time.